Hey, what's up guys? It's Jake aka Tag, and today we're hitting you up with a 3.4 NATO Hog Rider deck. We got the trifecta of spells, we got the Tornado, we got the Lightning, and we got the Log. And then we got the Valkyrie, and we've got Skeletons. So the way this deck functions is you're not actually going to need a building like an Inferno Tower or anything because you got Executioner and NATO. This deck is incredibly solid against Zapate. It's generally going to be an auto win with a Lightning for their Inferno Tower. And you're going to have Log and Tornado to kill their Goblin Barrels. Furthermore, if you guys get your Goblin Barrel out of, or if you have these counters out of cycle, or you try to go for a prediction Log and it doesn't end up working, you can drop your Skeletons in front of the tower and you're going to clean up 2 of the Goblins. Same with Valkyrie. If you drop it in front of the tower, it's going to hit both of the Goblins. So that's incredibly solid. Valkyrie is really good against Graveyard. Executioner, NATO pretty much beats any big push that people are doing. Giant, literally anything. Tornado makes it incredibly hard for minor decks and Hog Rider decks to beat you. And this deck is really one of the stronger decks in the meta right now, for GCs at least. At the highest level in GCs, this would have an extremely high win rate. And even at ladder, some of the guys that are using it up here, like Kang TV is using this deck. I lost to him today. I looked at his deck. I was trying to find... I was trying to see if it would lose to what it would lose to, and it doesn't lose to a ton of decks, honestly. I'd say it's incredibly strong. It does lose the card order, or you can get some bad card orders with it because you have 3 spells, but everything else is pretty cyclical in the cyclical in the deck. Ice Golem, Skeletons, really easy and cheap to cycle. So without further ado, guys, I played some GC matches, and let's go into those games, and then we'll be hopping into a live ladder game at the end. So as always, I picked out good GC games. I picked out games against people that had at least 40k cards won, and deck matchups that I found interesting. I'm not going to show you guys a Lava Loon game because literally all you do is drop an Executioner and Tornado everything back, and if you hit the balloon and the supporting troops, there's no way you lose the game. So we're going to go into games that I felt you might have a little bit more trouble with, like Giant Graveyard. You can still lose even though you have Valkyrie. I know it seems like you shouldn't lose, but you definitely can. So at the start, I went for a Hog opposite lane, so he didn't have a ton of Elixir to mount a Graveyard push. And look at him right now. He's at 4 Elixir, not even able to drop Graveyard. If he does, then he's kind of crazy. He does drop Graveyard, so he was literally at 0 Elixir when he did that. We cordially greet him with the Valkyrie. And the biggest thing against Giant Graveyard or Golem decks with this deck is always pressuring opposite lane with the Hog Rider. When you pressure the opposite lane with the Hog Rider, they're not able to build up one big push behind that Giant, the Golem, or whatever. And as you guys saw right there, I was able to pull his tank, his Giant, to my King Tower because of that. Also, literally in single Elixir, you don't have that much Elixir, so he wasn't able to build anything up. And you want to be defending with Executioner, you want to be defending with Valkyrie, you want to be defending with your Tornado and your spells. You're going to get some really good defense good defense value out of those cards. They're very defensive. Valkyrie and Executioner are extremely good on defense, honestly, especially with coordination of the Tornado. So, I mean, we're even Elixir with him. He's up 1 actually, but we've got our split damage on him, which is really good for us. If it ends up being in a 1-1 game, then we know that we're going to be doing pretty well against him. We're going to go for that Lightning value immediately, just because we know that we're going to be able to defend this Graveyard pretty easily. I'm going to just go for Skeletons, DPS down the Giant, and I believe I'll Tornado everything just to kill the Skeletons of his spawn Graveyard. Also, guys, one of the biggest things when you're playing against a Graveyard deck is killing the tank, because my tower is shooting at the tank, the Giant, and the faster that you clean up the tank, which I did with the Skeletons, the sooner that my tower is going to start shooting at his Graveyard. So that was really a really cool trick and something to always keep in mind. You'll see a lot of top players actually even Tornado the tank back. So then the tower refocuses onto the Graveyard spawn Skeletons. Like right here, I just did that. Watch the tower refocus back on the Skeletons, and then my Executioner obviously has his priorities straight as well, and he's DPSing down the Giant and the Mega Minion. So this is really good for us. I'm pretty happy with how this game went, and as I said, guys, we did that really nice split damage. So if we're going to take the game right here with a Lightning and Hog Rider. But if we didn't assume he took our tower, we would have been in a really good situation because we had our split damage there. We pressured the opposite lane. So pressuring the opposite lane against a tank served us two purposes. He wasn't able to build up a good push. And then also having that split damage when it becomes a 1-1 situation, it's always really nice to have. So let's show you guys how I play this Hog Rider deck against a Tornado deck. Also, he has Miner too. I know that this guy's running a really weird deck, but I can assure you that he's played this deck a lot. He's got 100k cards won, and this is the deck that he's been, like, I've seen on his profile all day long. So it's kind of whack, but it's a deck, I guess. There's the Prince. But basically right now, I'm just going to be trying to keep my Executioner alive. I know that if you can keep the Executioner alive with Skeletons, Log, anything, you're going to get a lot of value out of it. My Executioner should actually kill the, or bring everything into a manageable situation. I believe I just dropped Skeletons and then drop Ice Golem. I know you guys, a lot of people right there would have been like, Jake, why didn't you just Lightning that and clean all three of those units up? I only had to drop, I didn't really have to drop that much Elixir at all there. And I was waiting for him to drop more units, and I dropped a Valkyrie. So basically a big thing to take away from that interaction right there, saving, don't commit too much Elixir, and literally play your cards at the last second possible that you can, because if I drop my Valkyrie earlier, I guarantee that the guy wouldn't have dropped a Goblin Gang into the Valkyrie. So that's why I was slowly using my Elixir to counter the push, dropping Skeletons, then dropping Ice Golem, and then finally dropping my Valkyrie. So I effectively dropped 7 Elixir, and he committed with another 3. So I did really well there, as opposed to just Lightning that originally. I'm going to Lightning right there for tower value, and I'm going to keep my Executioner alive. Always keeping that Executioner alive to get more value is a key thing. Whether it's an Electro Wizard, whether it's an Executioner, any of your ranged troops, keeping those alive in all your decks is pretty imperative. Valkyrie's incredibly good on defense, guys. Cleaning up that Goblin Gang for a -1 trade, and then I'm able to use it on offense. So a big thing to notice there, guys, is he kind of freaked out because I had a Valkyrie and I had a Hog Rider. You can't actually pull a Ice Golem plus Hog Rider, or a Valkyrie Hog Rider, or a Knight Hog Rider to the King Tower, because the Ice Golem or the Knight or the Valkyrie is just going to be a fat tank unit that just distracts the Hog Rider from getting pulled to the King Tower because its body's in the way. So that's one of the things that you really want to be doing against Tornado decks. So then they can't actually pull the Hog Rider to the King Tower. But he has a Miner. Obviously, Miners can't get blocked. So we're pulling that Miner directly to the King Tower. We're going to push opposite lane because we don't really want, if it gets into a 1-1 situation, we want to make sure that we already have damage on that tower. So we're doing really well right now. We're thriving. And yeah, we're just gonna defend our virginity right now. He's not gonna get that Prince on the tower. We're not letting that happen. So right now we're just gonna tornado the. Do we even have to tornado? Yeah, we do tornado. Just to assert dominance, and then we tornadoed. We did pretty well there, guys. So that was a pretty easy game as well. Just applying. I mean, this deck, if you play it solidly, like you're gonna have a lot of really easy matchups. Also, Valkyrie, it's not just good against Graveyard, it's really, really good against Three Musketeers. So, I think this deck is actually incredibly solid. Yeah, so, Kozier's a really good player. I hard-countered him with this deck, the Hog Rider deck, but I just wanted to show you how this deck functions against Expo. If you play it well, you're going to beat Expo every single time. It's just like Minor Poison. Minor Poison does beat Expo, just like this deck. So, from my experience, I just don't like Expo, but I know a lot of people have been having trouble against it, so I'll just show you guys how to beat it anyways. So, we've already noticed that he's running Expo because he's dropped Inferno and he's dropped Electro Wizard and Goblin Gang. There's no other deck that really runs those cards with an Inferno. I would assume it was going to be a tank deck when I saw Electro Wizard, when I saw Goblin Gang, but it's always really it's always a key thing to do when you see your opponent's first few cards, is to be able to determine what they're going to be running. We calculated that, we realized that the Ice Golem was going to get locked on, and we didn't actually have to drop anything. That's another thing, guys. If you're okay and you know the timings and can actually read it, make a good read like that, conserving Elixir is always the better play to do. We're going to drop Skeletons right here. The Skeletons should clean up the Electro Wizard and then even clean up the Spear Goblin. So I don't even think he gets a hit, does he? No, he doesn't. So we're doing really well right now. and we've determined that it's Expo. We have multiple tanks. We have a Valkyrie. We have Executioner, and we have Ice Golem as well. And we even have Lightning. So, like, this is a really rough situation for him. We can always Lightning that and just get chip damage. We're trying to see if he's going to commit anything else before Lightning. If he dropped an Ice Golem, if he dropped a Mega Minion, if he dropped an Electro Wizard, that would get Lightninged, and along with the tower. We knew that he had Goblin Gang and Cycle, so we went for the pre-log, and we got a really nice pre-log on him right there. So that's another thing. Always paying attention to your opponent's card cycle, not only reading into what deck they could potentially be running and conserving the cards that you need. Another thing is just making sure that you know their card order, so you're able to make accurate predictions with this deck. Whether it's a prediction Lightning on an Electro Wizard or Inferno, with in conjunction with a Hog Rider, or if it's a prediction log on a Goblin Gang or Skarmy, it's always imperative to know your opponent's card cycle. I go for a prediction log there, I believe, or yeah, I do right now. I didn't catch the Skeletons, but we did catch most of the Goblin Gang, so I was pretty happy with that. And we're doing really well right now. His tower's at 666, so it's kind of a bad omen for him. But we're going to be dropping all of our tanks down, making sure that Expo does not get through. The Valkyrie locks onto the Expo. We're doing really well right now. I noticed that all we need is 2 more Lightning, so we're going for a Hog Rider, and then we're going to go for another Lightning if he drops an Inferno. Why did I wait so long for the Lightning? I guess that was a mistake. I could have done a Lightning a little bit faster to get that Hog Rider hit, and then I could have just went for a log to finish off the game a little bit faster. So that was the one mistake I had during this game, I would say. But I can drop Valkyrie in front of that. I can just cycle back to Lightning. And as long as he doesn't, I don't think Goblin Gang even eats a Lightning right now. So, yeah, we just won the game. It's going to Lightning in the back, and we took the dub. We did hard counter him, but as I said, guys, this is incredibly versatile deck, and it does hard counter a lot of decks. So if you're looking for a good GC deck right now, I would definitely suggest this deck. And it's also incredibly good on ladder, as proven by the guy that got number 8 in the world with it today. So, guys, without further ado, let's hop into some live battles. Live battles on ladder. Let me get the music rolling while we jump into some games. Alright guys, we got a game against Dragon. Wow, this guy's a million cups under. We're dropping our Ice Golem right here, see what he does first. Didn't want to make too aggressive of a play. Drop the Hog Rider is going straight for our tower. Our Hog Rider is going to be going past, or it's going to be going right behind the Ice Golem, so he wouldn't have been able to tornado that. The Ice Golem body would have been in the way. Okay, so we're going to be dropping Skeletons for a +2 trade after he even dropped Inferno as well. So we're doing really well right now. I'm happy with how it's going. Dropping Executioner in the back. Going to possibly make a push with Xe plus, okay. Okay, he's got the counters. He's got the counter deck. If he has Tornado as well, he's got a counter deck at least. So we're going to go for a Valkyrie because we've tested the waters, and the waters were not nice. But he does not have it again. You're not allowed to have 2 counters like that, or you're not allowed to have 2 things that you can rocket. You don't have the mirror rocket. You don't got that sauce. Okay, so we're going to just we're going to log that. We just assume that he doesn't have Goblin Barrel because it doesn't make sense. Alright, we're going to be tornadoing everything in the middle. That Hog Rider will not get a hit. So now we got to remember that this man, he has a rocket. We do not have the luxury of dropping our Executioner in the back. We're going to be dropping our Hog Rider though. See what he does. He's going to rocket the Hog Rider. Oh my god. I mean, that's an even trade, I guess, but that now allows us to drop Xe in the back. That's good. I hope this isn't a draw, guys. We don't like draws. This guy might be one of them. We're going to get a really nice Lightning on the Inferno that he's about to drop. Is he going to drop an Inferno? He has to, right? Where's the Inferno, my man? We didn't really break through, did we? He's just trying to defend his virginity a little bit too much right now. I'm not happy with this guy. Are we able to get through with the Ice Golem? Does he have... I assume no, he's back to Inferno, isn't he? Yeah, he is. Definitely was back to Inferno. That Ice Golem just helped him so much right there. We're going to drop Executioner so he can't go Princess at the Bridge. And there's the Princess at the Bridge that I predicted. We're going to be dropping Skellies. Alright, alright. We're going to be going for Hog Rider as well right now. He's just going to rocket it again. He misses it! Daddy! That's dope. Alright, we can win this game now. I am confident that we can win this game. He missed the rocket. We're about to finesse him. Oh, the XE is getting hits. Take that for sure, man. He's going to go for another rocket. Yeah, he's just defending it. He doesn't even care, man. It's the lamest thing ever. We got to break through right now. We got to go for a Hog Rider and break through. Is that rocket? Is that ranged right now? I think it is, guys. Not entirely sure. Come on, give me it. Come on, give it to Daddy. It's not gonna happen. That's unfortunate. Oh. See, this is what happens in ladder. It's kind of lame. We would have won in a tournament standard game. Oh my god. So lame. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video for today.